Hello, welcome. You are here at Reading Simplified, where it's our mission to help classroom teachers or any teachers streamline their reading instruction and help their students accelerate in their reading. And that's exactly what my young friend here has been doing. He is a second grader and he is rocketing through his reading growth. And a lot of it is because of the Reading Simplified strategies that he's been putting into play with his family and some time here, which some of you may have seen. So today I want to show you primarily up front 3 decoding strategies that are really all you need to be able to teach most kids how to read. One of them is called Blend as you read, and we teach it in Read It, an activity called Read It. And I've spoken about it here before on Reading Simplified. But the other 2 I haven't really talked about explicitly. So we're going to let my young friend read, and we'll see if he's able to put these strategies into action.
There's the phone.
But you know what? The phone's ringing, so I'm going to turn it off.
Oh, there's also one thing. This is also
You know this is live, right? Okay. One little technical error. So while he spins this coolest thing in the world, I'm going to forward this post. So you guys see if he can pick. Why don't you tell them what color you're going to pick and try to get that one color to go around, nothing else. That's how that game works. And I'll be right back with you guys.
Let's try blue because the light blue because it never really goes around.
Okay, so that's his goal. Did it work?
No.
Not yet.
This one didn't even barely move.
Okay. Whew.
Sometimes it does that. You gotta move.
Watch out for the
metal holder.
Right, the
away.
holder.
Just move it away.
Okay, so what are you aiming for now?
Blue.
Okay.
Blue went all the way around even. It's actually impossible. That's what I was saying.
He's trying it.
I'm gonna try this.
And soon we'll read and talk about the 3 activities or the 3 decoding strategies.
I'm gonna try orange. Yay, it worked.
Okay, so I think I shared my post, so we're ready to get rolling, okay? Before you read, you can keep playing because I'm going to teach them this one thing. Okay, so if you think about as your students move up a continuum of decoding, so they start down here and they keep getting better and better and better over time in their decoding, you want to first teach them this main strategy. Number 1. What is the number 1 strategy? That is blend as you read. So the student
First, second, third.
puts the sounds together as he reads. So if this was the word,
First, you start here.
sorry it's backwards to you guys, but
Start here.
you can get the idea. He doesn't just say He doesn't say each one separately. He puts the first 2 sounds together, and then he puts the next one, and he holds the sound, stink, and that's how he blends as you read. It's very subtle, but it's a profound difference, particularly for struggling readers or dyslexic readers or students with learning disabilities. Don't ask them to go and then try to figure out the word, but have them blend the sounds together as they read. This solves the short-term memory problems that some kids have, and it also helps them get closer to really hearing the word before they've even maybe got through the end of saying each sound. If you were reading the word, the boy smelled the and if he got to sting, he might already figure out the word is stink or stinky. So he's using context and the sound symbol code to put them together to come up with a word so that he is successful. He's learned more about the code. He's learned how to read that word. And so blend as you read is very powerful. That's strategy number 1. We'll see if my young friend does it when we get to this book in a little while and see if he reads that way. I think he's pretty good at it already because I've been working on it. It was the first thing that we did because he couldn't blend CVC words when he was in the middle of 1st grade. The second strategy is called Flex It. And that's where the student tries one sound, and if it doesn't work, he tries another. We'll actually do it with the same word. What if he read this word, sorry it's backwards, but what if he read stink as stank, which is reasonable enough because this sound can often be I. So we point our pen or pencil to the sound that he made the error with, and we say, what else could that be? And he tries to pull out the I sound and plug in the I sound. So he's doing this cognitive work, this flexibility, this cognitive flexibility work that is important for being a good reader. So you and I do this all the time. If we come across the word Dostoevsky and we don't really know it because it's a word from another language, we might try Dostoevsky, and see if we've heard something that sounds like one of those vowels. We're playing with the vowel sounds. We're pulling one out and putting in another. That's flexing it. Trying one sound, trying another. So that is the second most important decoding skill that any kid needs to become a good reader. So we've done blend as you read. We've done flex it. And now the third one is really a combination of these two. Once you get to the multi-syllable level, you have to you have to keep doing the same strategies but in chunks. Okay? So if he reads the word, let's see, this word. He's getting antsy. He wants to show off his reading skills. If he comes to this word, and it's backwards, but I'll tell you, it says proceed, proceed. Okay, so it's two chunks. Here's the first chunk, here's the second. We don't want him to go p-r-o-s-e-d. We want him to blend the chunk, the first chunk, and then blend the second chunk, and then blend them together. So he does blend as you read multi-syllable words. Blend as you read by chunk, if you will. So this would be, how he would read that would be pro, okay, pro. Now read the next one, seed, seed. Okay, proceed, and he puts it together. So it's very natural. It's probably what you do as a mature adult, but we just have to coach our students in how to do that. So that's multi-syllable, blend as you read by chunk. But you notice that he could also perhaps come to this and say "k," right? Because that's reasonable if he doesn't know that this often will make this say. So what if he says pro-keyed? We need to put in the flex it strategy into play. And so we need him to say, we need the teacher to say, if he can't figure it out, what else could this be? Pro-keyed, no, seed. And the other possibility with multi-syllable flex it is that he would try one chunk, and if it doesn't work, try another. For instance, if he reads the word remember, if he reads it as rem as the first chunk, it might be hard for him to come up with what that word is. So I'd say, what other chunk could you come up with here? Or maybe I would just cover the M and let him read the re first. So he's flexing it again, trying one chunk and trying another until he comes up with the words. So those are the three activities, or the three strategies rather, that you need to be able to be a successful reader. We need all of our students to learn these, and we can teach them in the context of word work or in the context of reading. So we need blend as you read, we need the flex it strategy, and we need flex it by chunk and flex it at the multi-syllable, the flex it by sounds, and the multi-syllable blend as you read. So those three things, we're going to see if we can put it into play. Now, so he has gotten this new book. I've heard good things about it, but he's never read it before. Do you want to tell him what the title is?
I forgot the title.
That's okay. We'll help with that. Let's see if we can help with it. Try. What else could that mean?
Miami.
Aha. Miami. So right just there, we did the flex it. I told him, what else could this be with the letter I? And he pulled in another sound. It wasn't me, it was my. So already we got in the second strategy into play. Okay. So what do you think it's going to be about? Let's show the picture up close. What does this lady make you think of? Where's this going to take place?
Classroom.
You think it's a classroom? Okay. And he's about your age, I think? Do you want a bookmark?
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to get a bookmark and let him start reading. And we'll see if we see those three activities, three strategies. Okay, let's turn to, and you guys can turn over so you can see his reading be backwards. Here's your bookmark. Okay, let's look for how he reads this book with the three activities. Three strategies.
Sees it through.
Sees it through, okay. I wonder if he's in here.
First day, blah.
Ah, okay.
Blah. There are 11 pages in this. Wait, 11 chapters. It's my first day.
Oh, before we read that, the first day of laws, and then what's this?
Tuesday, September 8th, 7:35 a.m.
7:35. Okay, it's first thing in the morning, huh?
Well, it's not first thing. I woke up at like 5. Today I woke up at 6:16, so I was.
You're up.
So I missed the bus.
Yeah. Oh.
I usually wake up at like 5 or 2.
Woo.
5:04 usually. It's the first day of school, not my favorite day of the year. And I've got the first day laws. Summer is over.
That's good. Summer's over.
No more late night movies. No, I want to do a late night movie night, Mom. Movie time.
No more late night movies.
It's time for homework, but on the other hand, I can't wait to see all my friends.
He what? Can't wait?
He can't
He can't wait, yeah. Okay.
wait to see all my friends.
Good.
My best friend, Sting.
Good. Good. Very close, but don't forget the sound.
Inging.
My best friend
Inging.
Okay, there's no
String.
String. There we go. He did the blend as you read approach. My best friend String
Is in his usual spot at the kitchen table. My bussy back ing.
Okay, that's a good guess. That's what it looks like. What else could it be?
Bussy.
Try it. This is a very weird word.
Busy.
Yes, busy.
Backpack
Pack.
ing. My backpack putting in fresh pencils, new notebooks, clean paper. Everything needs strings, backpack,
Strings.
strings, pack
Mm-hmm.
is already a mess. Look at Z. Everything needs inside 2 things about strings notebook.
Okay, and his name is just 2 things about string.
Note. Nobody
Good.
can forget. 1, he loves eat.
He loves.
2, eat.
Yeah, he loves to eat.
But as
Okay. Finished the first page already. But as much as he eats, he's still as skinny as a shoestring.
that's how he got his nickname, String.
Oh, does that make sense?
Makes way more sense.
Okay, good.
I was like, what?
Why is his name String? Okay, now we know.
I know. That's weird. And 2, he's a mess. His desk, his backpack, his room, at home, they're all a mess.
Okay, great job. Good. Tell me what so far you have learned about Miami.
I've learned that he's a brother that's very messy.
Is it his brother?
Best friend, actually.
That's his best friend. Okay, and what's his best friend?
String.
String.
And he eats a lot. You would think that he's very fat.
not this guy. And what do we know about the main character? Is he messy?
No, he's tidy.
He's
His room is a bit. String's room is sort of like my twice time messy as my sister's room when they have friends over, and it can get pretty bad in there. there you can barely even see the carpet in there. It's not that well.
I've seen kids' rooms that are like that. So far, what do you think about this book? Is it kind of interesting?
Yes, very
Okay, good.
interesting.
Can you relate to it?
Can't really relate.
Do you have friends that are different from you, but you still like them?
Not really.
Oh, well, we'll have to talk more about that. So we just read a little bit of that, but did you notice that he did 2 of the strategies that we were talking about already? And normally I would read a little bit more with him, but because you guys are on, I just think that the point may be well taken. So he came to the word string, and he needed help to blend as you go. So I put the card in there to show him only the right sounds at the right time. And I think there was another word where he wanted to say I instead of I. So he did the flex it strategy. So he did both blend as you read and the flex it strategy. And then with nobody, he did blend as you read by chunk. So at first he wanted to say notebook because he was just looking at the first part. So I covered up the no, everything but no, and then revealed the body, and he put it together. He was able to blend the chunks as he read. So if you have questions about these 3 strategies, please put them in the comments. Blend as you read, flex it, or putting them all together at the multi-syllable level, blend as you read by chunk, or blend as you read, or flexing it at the multi-syllable level. Those are the 3 strategies you need. If you have a setup where the student has a strong letter sound foundation, he will be making meaning. He will be searching for meaning, so you don't have to teach that explicitly because it'll naturally happen. And if you're giving the opportunity for feedback, then he will be searching for meaning, and he will want to make sense of the text. So those are the main decoding strategies that you need. And thanks for the hearts. Hey, we got some hearts.
How many?
Well, I don't know how many total.
I didn't see.
Oh, maybe they'll give us
hearts.
another one. Are you guys pleased with my friend's work here? If
Put
you
some hearts down below.
if you want to share this video with other teachers of reading, go ahead and forward it or put their names in the comments so that they will see the same thing, because really teaching kids how to attack the code and how to read unfamiliar words is not much more complicated than these 3 activities: blend as you read, flex it, and then handling both of those activities at the multi-syllable level. So for those of you fans who are still hanging in there, we want to kind of transition to a different type of text. Now, this was new text that is a chapter book that I'm hoping he's going to read with his mom and enjoy and read on his own, come back and maybe read a little bit of it with me.
I also have 2 books over there. One is Darth Vader and Son of
He's shown you Darth Vader before.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know it by heart.
Another one that he's been working on right now is called Quick Reads. For those of you who
3.
follow Reading Simplified, we've done this before with him.
No two.
He's rocking on this. He did the first book. He's already now, we didn't have a second book, but he's already in the 3rd book, and he's just doing great. He did, I think, about 15 different passages. And Quick Reads is so good because, let me show you the reasons why. Let me count the reasons why. So it has nonfiction information and by topic. So this unit that he's working on now is called Floating and Sinking.
No,
and
we already finished.
We're going to start working on, actually, my bad, is Toys of Long Ago. So that's what we're going to work on.
Oh, I actually already read that.
Oh, have you read them all?
No, barely even one.
Okay.
I saw those 2. I did this one.
We want to start with a new one, in
And
other words.
this one. And my mom caught me on this one. I wanted to do that.
Okay, so the reason that Quick Reads is so great is varied. There's lots of great reasons. Toys of Long Ago is one of the units, and this has 5 passages that are all in that same theme. So thematic learning is a great way for him to build his knowledge of the world, but also of these specific words. So this passage, he's going to be aiming to read this 1 page in a minute, and it's called How Toys Were Made. Then on the same topic of Toys of Long Ago, he's going to try to read dolls, and then yo-yos, and then kites, and then marbles. So those are all Toys of Long Ago. 5 different units, or 5 different lessons, all about 104 words per minute. That's his goal. But we don't start there. We start with a pattern of him reading. That's called a cold read, and we time him. Mom, could you time him? And then the teacher models the reading, maybe once, twice, 3 times. And then the student tries it again the next time so that we see if he can get it down to the goal of 1 minute. So that's a great model for rereading for fluency. The other thing that makes this so good is that these words were specifically chosen based on how frequent they are. So it's not including a lot of rare words like irreverent that a second grader doesn't know. It's words that a second grader should know, and maybe even a third grader, because he's moving into the 3rd grade level. Children, marbles, maybe is not as frequent, but materials, thousands. And those words, like materials, are repeated. So not only is he rereading it, but across the course of this unit, he's seeing it over and over and over again. And then the words increase in difficulty, moving up through the series of the quick read series to the top 4,000 words that kids need to know to be fluent 4th grade level readers. Okay, so we're going to time his first read. That's the cold read. And he's just going to try to make sure he understands it.
I'm going to try to get to about...
What's your goal, huh?
My limit should be like 130, 140. 30, 140.
Okay.
Depending on how many words it has. 104, I would say 140.
Okay, tell people what you are reading over here before we get into the timing. So the whole thing is Toys of Long Ago, and what does this say?
The dolls these children are holding were made of parts of cotton and
from parts of a
cotton plant, corn.
You're right. Corn what?
Plant.
Very good. They're parts of a corn plant. Very interesting.
What?
Have you ever had a doll made out of corn?
What doll?
This is Toys from Long Ago, okay? And what's this title?
How were toys made?
Okay, so let's get started and time our young reader.
The cold read, because I read it at my house.
What, it's been a while, or should we read the next page? Has this been a while?
Just a few days, really, like
okay.
A few days.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay, my mom has. Okay. Toys. How were toys made? Just like children of today.
Just like the children of today.
Children of long ago play with toys. Some of the toys of long ago. Some of the toys of long ago were the same as toys of
the toys
children play with
the
today.
Children
use today.
Good.
However, the toys of long ago were made at home. Sometimes the children made their own toys.
Nice.
A marble could be made from a ball of clay. A doll could be made from a corn cob, clay, marbles, or dolls made of corn cobs look different from the marbles and dolls of today. However, children of long ago played many
of the
games.
Same
games
with
their toys as that children play today.
Okay, nicely done. So I've given him a workout, and he's maybe getting a little tired because it's after school, but you still stayed strong. So how fast was it according to your mom's clock?
Well, Mom, can I have the phone to show them? It's easier.
Okay.
If you can't see it.
Read it out loud because they're going to see it. 1 minute and...
How about I just flip it?
No, it won't work. Just read it for them. 1 minute and
29
seconds. That's it.
0.8.
48. 29 seconds. Okay. So now we're going to aim for reading it faster. Are you ready? Okay.
Okay, but what if I get this? This actually happened once. I had like one like 50, I think. Then I stripped off like, then I got like 150. 159, something like that.
Yeah, well, you're going to get faster. He's not going to do more than 1 minute. He's going to make it faster. I'm sure about that. So the next step is to do teacher modeling, and you can do this live with a small group of students, or you can put this on recording. With most smartphones, it's pretty easy to make a video recording, like a voice memo, and then you could put that in any kind of listening center, so the students could listen to it. They can listen to it once, twice, 3 times, however many times it takes for them to become independent with that on their own, and aim for a minute. They could also do this with a reading partner, particularly one that is more advanced than them. Okay, you ready? You're skipping ahead, man. I'm impressed.
Just make easier.
Good job.
Just make it easier for you, so then.
I'm going to read it slowly, but faster than his rate and a little slower than my natural rate, and then I'm going to also exaggerate the pauses and my intonation. And he's going to follow along with the bookmark, so I know his eyes are keeping track. Ready? Okay.
Wait, I think it's
we got a heart.
Yes.
Ready? Just like the children of today, children of long ago played with toys. Some of the toys of long ago were the same as the toys children use today. However, the toys of long ago were made at home. Sometimes the children made their own toys. A marble could be made from a ball of clay. A doll could be made from a corn cob. What? Clay marbles or dolls made of corn cobs, look different from the marbles and dolls of today. However, children of long ago played many of the same games with their toys that children play today. Now, do you think you can do it in a minute, or should I do it one more time?
I hope I can get it down to like, wait, what if I got it down to like 2 seconds?
Let me do the last paragraph again to get that second modeling, because the last paragraph was hardest, and then we'll try your time. Ready? Do the bookmark. Clay marbles or dolls made of corn cobs look different from the marbles and dolls of today. However, children of long ago played many of the same games with their toys that children play today. Okay, so that was a little bit of modeling, teacher modeling, and he could do this several times until he becomes fluent. But because we're here live on Facebook, and this is his session with me, he comes maybe once a week or once every other week, we're going to just kind of double up right now and not send him off to be independent. But you could easily do this in the guided reading session and then send the student off to practice during literacy centers or stations, okay? If you have any questions, please let us know. And also say hi and tell us where you're from, please, because we'd love to know. We have followers all over the world, so it's really cool to hear where you're coming in from.
Well, can I press the finish button?
Yes, when we're ready to finish, we'll definitely let our star student do the finish. No problemo. Okay, ready? Are you ready to be timed?
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go.
How toys were made.
Just like children of today, children of long ago played with
toys.
Some of the toys of long ago were same as the toys children play with.
The toys children use
today. However, the toys of long ago were made at home. Sometimes the children made their own toys. A marble could be made from a ball of clay. A doll could be made from a corn cob. Clay marbles and dolls made of corn cobs were different from the marbles and dolls of today. However, children of long ago played many of the same games with their toys. Children played today.
Yes.
What about 104.30?
Ooh, 1 minute and 4 seconds. So you shaved off 25 seconds off of your time. Let's give it up for our star student. Woo, that's really good. So just 1.5 modeling, and he's
seconds less than I would have wanted.
Yeah, it's hard when the camera's on you. Sometimes you don't. You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Yeah,
but you're very close.
It takes a lot of. Does a lot. Wait, another like just like that, and a heart.
Oh, we love the wows. We love the wows. We love the hearts. Thank you, guys.
Oh, it was like. Oh, wait.
We got. Oh, there we go. We got some more.
Oh, 3 hearts. Whoever did that, yay!
So. That is going to be our wrap for our 2 types of reading today. He did guided reading with a new text, and we didn't really worry about rereading it, but we talked about what it meant. And then he practiced with quick reads, something that's really targeted on his fluency. So he read a cold read, he heard me model a hopefully a good read, and then he tried it to read it again as a warm read and get his time down to a minute. So if tonight he practices this again, I'm sure he'll get it in a minute, and then he gets to go on to the next passage. So ideally, in guided reading, you would listen to a cold read, you would model it, and then you'd send the students out to listen to it again on computer, CD, iPad, iPod, until they can come back to you tomorrow and reread it in the minute, and then maybe move into a new passage. So ideally, 1 a day will really rock your readers. He's only been doing quick reads for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months, and he finished the whole book, Level A, Book 1, and he's already halfway through Level A, Book 3. So he is really rocketing through these books, and not only is he learning the content information like Toys of Long Ago or Solids, Liquids, and Gases or Science on the Playground, he is learning the words that are going to show up in all sorts of texts. The words like in Solids, Gases, and Liquids, he's going to learn the word solid, he's going to learn the word liquid, matter, form,
gases,
steam, gas. Those words are going to become part of his, or have become part of his automatic word vocabulary or sight vocabulary. So he can read more and more books like a rock star. And then finally, I want to leave you with those 3 decoding strategies we taught earlier in the video. This is really all you need. If you give students feedback and give them a strong sound symbol decoding base, they really only need 3 decoding strategies. Number 1, blend as you read, which you can learn about in the post that I've put in the comments above or in the post above. Number 2, you can learn about the flex it strategy, and that's just trying one sound. If it doesn't work, if pra doesn't work and proceed, then take it out and put in pro. So he's learning how to be flexible with his thinking. So blend as you read, flex it, and then multi-syllable of those strategies together. Multi-syllable blend as you read, multi-syllable flex it. So you just rocked it. Should we have them tune into Reading Simplified by changing their notifications? If you go to the top of this, near the top of this page, you'll see a little upside down arrow. Let me show you what it looks like. Or a little partial triangle, looks like that. If you see that button, click on it, and you can choose to follow or have notifications so that anytime we go live, you'll have the opportunity to watch live and get your questions answered. And then the post mentioned above will tell you more about Blend as you read and how you can use it in word work or word study or in reading text. And finally, please share this with a friend or other colleagues, either by sharing it out to all of your friends or commenting in the post below with some of your friends' names. Just tag them, and then they will have some of these goodies and not have their readers suffer with not knowing how to decode. So, as a promise, let our star student press the finish button. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
Okay, and there's also one thing. We're doing this thing in class. Well, a book. We started reading a book today, and vote down below. Would you rather have? Would you rather want? Which one should we have? No pets at all, or some animals that can be pets?
Oh, interesting question.
Vote down below.
Another mission.